Welcome to another edition of BCR Webcasting. Today we are talking about, well, in respect of an event that we've got coming up in a couple of weeks. We have a seminar on artificial intelligence for receivables finance, AI for RF, and that's going to be at Clifford Chance in Canary Wharf on the 29th of November. And I'm delighted to be joined today by Karel Krejčí, who is one of the speakers of that event. Karel is Vice President Sales Europe at Calculum. Karel, welcome. And maybe Karel, just to start off, you could tell us a little bit about Calculum. I hope I didn't pronounce that correctly the first time. Sorry, Calculum. Tell us a little bit about what Calculum are doing in terms of AI and receivables and payables finance.
Sure. So good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, Michael, for inviting me here today. So about Calculum, Calculum is a kind of a fresh fintech within the space because it has been kicked off 3 years ago in the US, and we are now extending to Europe and Asia as well. Calculum is actually a platform using AI and predictive data analytics to transform the way that usually companies evaluate their suppliers, negotiate and optimize the payment terms, and improve the working capital, which is obviously the ultimate aim for the corporate today.
This and presumably you're using AI quite
absolutely.
a bit in your platform. Okay.
Absolutely, a lot. This is actually, I think, one of the unique platforms, state-of-the-art platform today on the market, using this intelligence and also trying to actually avoid too much manual work and obviously to emphasize all the analysis which can be done around the payable side more efficiently and more quickly.
Okay. All right. So, and in this seminar, we're looking about the potential impact of AI on receivables and payables finance, and as you know, a big part of receivables and payables finance is looking at risk. What sort of impact do you think AI can have in terms of risk management in this sector?
Yeah, I think that's a good question because you're right. AI is probably moving pretty fast now on a very fast pace in this world. But I would say that probably AI is rapidly transforming the financial service industry, of course, and especially alternative and receivable finance with no exception. I would say that probably we can see that there is probably two, three areas where probably there is maybe a bigger impact around credit risk assessment, probably, and I will come back to this one, probably the fraud detection as well, and the collateral valuation. So when we talk about probably the credit risk assessment, we see AI algorithms which can analyze a large volume of data, including financial statement, credit history, and behavioral pattern to assess the credit worthiness of borrowers. And this can help lenders to identify borrowers with a higher risk of default and make more informed lending decisions. If we talk about the fraud detection, AI can be used to identify fraudulent activities in AR transactions, such as fake invoices or false identities as well. This can help, of course, lenders to reduce losses from fraud and protect their customers as well.
Can you give us any sort of idea on how it does that? I mean, at the moment we have there are tools available for fraud detection, and which looks at patterns of of data that comes through, invoice data and credit note data that flows through to factoring systems. What difference will AI make to tools like that have been around for some years now?
Yeah, well, actually, I met with some providers already, so I think that the platform which are being developed into the sectors are being used today by large companies and more to try to minimize the risk, actually. So tools which are used are usually more and more platform and trying to use and collect all the information that we can find on the market to minimize the risk on the credit risk, on the fraud detection.
Okay, and obviously, there's been a lot of information and discussion and writing about AI generally in the press, and some, huge concerns about the end of humanity and all this kind of thing. But what potentially could go wrong, do you think, in terms of, perhaps you're not the right person to ask this, as you have an AI platform, an AI tool, but is there a downside to using AI within receivables finance, payables finance? Are there is it technology that is ready to use, or are there still refinements that need to be done?
Yeah, no, I think that probably downsides right now is that obviously there's still a lack of knowledge, and probably by geographies, because this is still an area which need to be improved, because there is still some geographies where information are not gathered or not really shared. But also there is still a manual process behind, and we still need to populate as well a lot those platforms as well. And the question is, until which point, until which level are we going to say that we have enough information to be able to use this platform at 100%, at their maximum potential as well.
Okay, so AI is coming, that's for sure.
AI is coming. I think, as always, we see pros and cons in every solution that we are developing. But I think that we need probably to take the good side of this type of solution as well, and how it can help us into our day-to-day business without missing that we are controlling and we are guiding all these tools, and we set up the final target for what we want to achieve. Because at the end of the day, what we want to achieve in a project using AI, this is still probably on our side, that we define the criteria and we defined the parameter.
And ultimately, of course, what we are expecting AI to achieve is greater efficiency, greater accuracy, greater in terms of addressing risk
automation.
And fraud.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely.
And I think there was some research done recently when corporates were asked about AI. 42% of the respondents of the survey say they lacked training in AI in their organization. So, obviously, that's one of the reasons why we're putting this seminar on. But if and this seminar is adjacent to our alternative receivables finance event. So we're focusing on that particular sector. So when an alternative finance is looking to adopt AI and integrate it into their day-to-day routine, what would you say are the first steps for them to do that? What should they be looking at?
Well, probably they need to find a solution with a lot of data, probably for the accuracy of the data, data quality, I would say. But of course, in the same time, be careful around regulation, probably, because it has to be used with parsimony as well. There is still like some different areas where probably it's regulated at the same level. Yeah, probably compatibility also with their internal tool as well. And I would say that a lot of training, and probably this is the good way on how to use a good AI tool today. And of course have a good plan, because probably you have some objectives behind why you want to implement an AI tool as of today within the receivable finance sector.
Okay, so Karel, we'll certainly look forward to hearing more from you at the seminar and going into more depth. We'll have more time there,
absolutely.
And with your colleagues that will be joining. But this does sound like it could have a radical impact on the receivables and payables sector. So we'll certainly look forward to that. Well, thank you very much for your time today, Karel.
Thank you. Thank you.